Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Super Car Guy channel. Today we're taking a look at some hidden features, tips and tricks, and things you may not have known about the third generation BMW X5, also known as the F15. Let's get to it. The first item that you may not know about that I find pretty cool is if you go from comfort, let's see if I can do it in the same. So we're in comfort right now, we're Eco, Pro, Comfort, Sport, and at the same time you press the iDrive, let go, it will automatically take you to the sport display, so you don't have to fumble through the menu. It's kind of buried in there, so pretty cool feature. Speaking of sport displays, I know a lot of people know that these buttons can be used for programming their radio station or whatever else, and you can kind of run your finger over them to see what's stored in there. But did you know that you can also save other things within the iDrive system? So right now we have sport display selected. I'm just going to press and hold 7. And there you go, it's now saved. So if you go back to the menu, you can just press 7 and it's going to take us straight to sport displays instead of, like I said earlier, having to go through the menu. Pretty cool. And you can do it with a lot of functions in this car. And speaking of programmable buttons, you also have 3 little buttons here for your garage opener. Now let's take a quick look at the sunroof functionality. So if you press once, it just opens up the shade, and then you have to press again in order to open the roof, the actual glass part. But what you can do is you can press twice and it'll do both of them at the same time. And the next one is actually with the sunroof again. So you see how it stopped? That's not the end, you can keep going. Most people have no idea that you can keep going and open this much space. I mean, it's huge area. It's pretty sweet. And you can do obviously the same thing. Press twice and it'll close both of them at the same time without having to wait for one to close and then press the button again for the other one to close. How cool is that? While we're in the same area, let's take a look at the sun visor. Seems pretty standard, nothing special here, but if you go to the side, it leaves a little gap, right? Well, you can extend it to cover that gap if the sun's in the right position. I'm sure most people already know this one, but I'm going to show you anyway. If you go to vehicle information or vehicle info, you have your owner's manual, which I guess not a lot of people realize that you have a full-blown owner's manual inside your car. You don't have to pull out the paper book. If you go in, you can search for things, right? Which so you can scroll and do whatever. But this car also has a touch screen or touchpad, so I can just start, writing stuff. So sun visor, right? We go to sun visor, and it gives you information. This one may be familiar to a lot of BMW owners, but I know that a lot of new people that drive these cars kind of find it difficult to use the stock. So when you press it, it goes back. It doesn't actually stay in the spot where you have changed it to. It goes back to the middle. So they try to go back and then they turn on the other one, so they kind of look like an idiot on the road. What you can do is you can actually just push in the same direction and it cancels it. So if you have it pointing left, you just go down again and that's it. It's canceled. If you notice that whenever you wash your windshield, your headlights get washed as well, and you don't want that to happen, you can simply turn off your automatic headlights to off or to manual, and it's no longer going to happen. The last item I wanted to show you inside the car is the hidden menu. So if you press and hold the little reset button on the left for 10-15 seconds or so, keep holding, it will actually take you to a hidden menu. So you have a lot of information in here, so you can look at identification stuff, system testing. You can actually unlock it. So what you saw is just a couple options. There's actually 30 different options in here. So what you would have to do to unlock it is get your VIN number, take the last 5 digits in the VIN number, add them together, and then that's going to be your unlock code. So if we're going to go to unlock, press and hold to basically enter. Now it's asking you for the unlock code, and that's where you're going to enter. Last 5 digits added together is your code. I have a full video on this, so check that out. But pretty cool. You can do a lot of very interesting stuff in there, like this self-test. One very cool feature on this car is that it has kind of automatic downshifting. So we're going about 40 and we're probably like in 7th gear. So if you want to punch it right now, it's not going to accelerate very quickly until it downshifts. So if you want to prep for that, what you can do is tap the throttle. Do you see how that, tap it again? It basically downshifts and then revs up the engine to match that gear. All right, guys, I apologize for all the wind noises. It's really, really windy outside, but I wanted to show you this one outside. I think most people know that there is a physical key inside your regular key, so you can open it up, right? But where are you going to use it? There's nothing here. Well, let me show you. There's a little hole in here. Actually, just locked the car. Well, anyway, there's a little hole in there, so you're going to put your key in there and then twist. This part comes off. You see that? So that's just like a plastic part cover that comes off, and now you have an actual keyhole where you can put in, and you can unlock your car. Who knew? Also, while we're talking about keys, if you press the lock button twice, what it does, it actually disables the sensor inside. So if you saw it, I don't know if you saw it, but that little light went red for a second and then went off. So that means the sensors inside are disabled, and if you have kids or pets inside, it's not gonna come off. But it will if somebody tries to break in from the outside. Well, guys, that's it for today, and I do understand that you can find most of this stuff in the manual, or it's common on other BMWs. But this video is meant more for those that are new or just don't want to spend hours reading a manual. So thank you so much for watching, and if you learned anything new, hit that like button, leave a comment down below if I forgot something, and subscribe to the channel for a lot more car content. I'll see you in the next one.